Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Week 29 is officially in the books. Another great Serie A weekend. Some great battles. Of course, Inter versus Napoli on Sunday afternoon. We'll take a look at it in a second. We saw Roma battle Sassuolo, Milan battle Verona, the game between Genoa and Juventus. Juventus fans, I'm going to need to hear what you think about this game and what Allegri said after the game. To me, makes no sense anymore, but that's my opinion. Of course, unfortunately, they had to postpone the Atalanta-Fiorentina game. Il direttore sportivo della Fiorentina, Barone, suffered a heart attack. He's still in critical condition. He's not out of it yet, so we send him all positive energy. We hope he gets out of it and goes back home very soon. No word yet on when they'll repostpone the game. But guys, another great Serie A weekend. Let's be honest. Inter-Napoli on Sunday afternoon. Big game. It ends in a draw. It doesn't really matter to Inter and it doesn't help Napoli. Let's be honest, Napoli loses 2 points. Why? Because Bologna keeps on winning. They won their game against Empoli on Friday. Roma keeps on going strong. They beat Sassuolo this weekend. And so that battle for the fourth spot for Napoli is out of reach, in my opinion. 9 points behind. This draw was useless for them. Absolutely useless. Yes, they draw against the number one team in the division, but in reality, it doesn't help them. It doesn't help them. Like I said, they only lose points to Roma and Bologna. Inter, to them, could they have suffered a bit the early exit of the Champions League? Maybe. They lose 2 points. Does it really matter? No, because they're 14 points ahead of Milan, who is sitting pretty in second place. And so for them, it doesn't really matter. And I think this 2-week break is coming at the right time for Inter, allowing them maybe to refocus to the end of the season. Of course, that early exit maybe playing in their head. But besides that, I don't think Inter has nothing to worry about, guys. Juventus-Genoa. Juventus-Genoa, it ends in a 0-0 draw. Juventus didn't really suffer defensively because Retegui, Vitinha, where are you? Where have you been? They've completely disappeared. This Genoa team has nothing to play for. Nothing to play for. They're not battling for relegation. They're not battling for the European spots. They're just in the middle and they're happy to be there. Their first season back in Serie A. Like I said, they didn't suffer anything. But Juventus fans, you will have to talk to me a bit. Write in the comments. Did you hear the conversation between Allegri and Teatino, the Sky Sport journalist? Guys, horrible. Horrible. Can somebody tell Allegri that's enough? Stop doing these stupid interviews where you think you know more than everybody, telling the journalist to do his job, that he's not really a coach, that he shouldn't ask stupid questions, that he'll answer only if they're intelligent. Guys, I know there's tension in the Juventus locker room. We saw what happened with Vlahovic and the ref as well. But this is not the way to go. This is not the way to go. Juventus, a bit unfortunate because they hit 2 posts in this game as well. But I don't think Allegri at this moment represents what Juventus is going to be. I don't think he's going to be there next season. And at this point, with Juventus only winning 1 game out of 8 in Serie A, one of their last 8 games against Frosinone, 3-2, we all remember that game, the one at the end. Why continue with Allegri now? You need to shake things up. It's not going anywhere. You're losing a lot of points. You lost 2 points to Milan again this weekend. You had 10 points over Milan 6 weekends ago. You're 3 points behind now. That's a big stat, guys. And so Allegri is saying that they only need 11 points to secure the 11th spot, the 4th spot, sorry. Bologna is only 5 points behind. I would be careful not to lose too many points. And Roma is only 7 points behind or something like that, 8 points behind. That's 3 games. 3 bad games and 3 good games for Roma, who's been on a tear recently. You could be right there. You could be right there. So Juventus has to watch out. That 4th spot is not a given thing yet, at least in my opinion. They need to be careful. They can still battle for 2nd. That doesn't mean anything. They're only 3 points behind that. But they need to be aware of their situation. They need to be aware of their surroundings. Bologna is creeping up, only 5 points behind, guys. That being said, Bologna beats Empoli on Friday. Roma keeps on going. They beat Sassuolo, a tough game against Sassuolo. It wasn't an easy victory. Pellegrini scores another goal for him since Mourinho's departure. And the big question for the Roma fans, what could have been if a coach like De Rossi would have been there since the beginning. Like, if you look at them play now and what they did with Mourinho, it's incredible. Like, this Roma team could have battled for the top 2, top 3 positions. Like, they are playing very, very well. So lots of questions for Juventus, for Roma, for Bologna. Bologna is having a tremendous season. Whether they finish 3rd, 4th, 5th, for them, it's a Cinderella season. I don't think anybody expected Bologna to finish in the European positions. And if it happens, like, kudos to them. It's been a fantastic season. Milan beat Verona 3-1. Milan that everybody criticized, including myself, for being very inconsistent, for criticizing Pioli, for sometimes making bad choices. But once again, these numbers have surfaced. And so Milan are only a point behind the pace they had when they won the Scudetto in 2022. They have 62 points. They've scored the same amount of goals. Yes, they've allowed more goals, 5 more. That could make a difference. If you add a couple points here, a couple points there, Milan could have possibly had more points in their Scudetto year. And this is simply not seen by everybody because of Inter's incredible season. Like, they're killing everybody. They have 14 points ahead of Milan. But Milan in all, although they were inconsistent, although they had a lull during the season, since coming back in 2024, they have been fantastic. They only have 1 loss to Monza. That's it, guys. So Milan playing well, a tough victory against a tough Verona team who is battling for the retrocessione. They needed points. It wasn't easy, but Milan bringing it home, 3-1. Incredible tail goal. Pulisic keeps on scoring. And that Chukwueze goal at the end, fantastic. And Milan, if the subs off the bench start scoring as well, I think they were there. It was the 7th goal off the bench this season. I think they're one of the leaders in Serie A for goals off the bench. Incredible. Milan can hang on to go and finish 2nd at least and qualify for the Champions League. That's the objective right now. So, of course, they have the Europa League, but that's another story. That being said, Lazio played Frosinone. Not a good Lazio victory, let's be honest. Like, they won, yes. Their first or second game without Sarri, I don't remember. Today, they announced Tudor as head coach. We'll see what happens there. But Lazio in 9th spot. They're 43 points, tied with Fiorentina, 2 points behind Napoli, who's 7th. Of course, Fiorentina still has a game in hand. We talked about it before because of the medical conditions of Il Direttore Sportivo. They postponed the game against Atalanta. Monza beats Cagliari. Lecce beats Salernitana. And Lecce is the big winner of this weekend, and I'll explain to you why. Cagliari, Udinese, who loses against Torino 2-0. Sassuolo, who loses against Roma. Cagliari, who loses against Monza. And Verona, who lost against Milan. So the only team from that group of 7 battling for the relegation that actually made points was Lecce. Everybody else lost points this weekend. And so Lecce now heading that group with 28 points. Under them, there's Udinese with 27, Verona and Cagliari with 26, Empoli with 25, Frosinone with 24, Sassuolo with 23, and so only 5 points for those 7 teams, and dead last is Salernitana, okay? So the top 9 position, guys, little Serie A recap. Inter with 76 points, number 1, Milan number 2 with 62, Juve 59, Bologna in 4th with 54, Roma with 51, Atalanta with 47, they could possibly move up to 50 points. They would still be a point behind Roma. Napoli with 45, Fiorentina with 43, or Lazio with 43 in 9th spot. If Fiorentina wins the game against Atalanta, they move ahead of Napoli in that 7th spot, a point behind Atalanta. So crucial game for them. Serie A is exciting. There's only 9 weeks left, 9 match days. We're getting there. We're almost at the finish line, guys. Let me know what you think. Write in the comments. Like and subscribe. Juve fans, Roma fans, write to me. Let me know what you think. Napoli fans, how do you feel right now? And Lazio fans, are you happy with the Tudor move? Let me know in the comments.